Hello and welcome to Martyn Lucas Investor. My name is Sensei and XRP is pumping today, up 8%, up 25% from its lows. But I am looking ahead. Is there a bear market ahead, or are we continuing the bull market? The shutdown is ending, an ETF is coming this week, and I think I have the answers. So, thank you for tuning in to the morning forecast show. We're live every single morning, 2 hours before the opening bell, and we've got a lot of information to share with you. The trolls have been loving it for the last couple days, and we're going to play our favorite game. We haven't played it for a while. I think this is the song. Is it this one? Let me see if I can play the song. Let me see if I can do this. Whack a Troll is what we want to play. Here we go. Whack a Troll. I don't have the overlay, but we are going to be whacking a few trolls today in the show because I did do a live stream last Friday saying the $10 XRP dream is over. Here's what I got wrong. And we went through the idea of a bear market, how to survive a bear market, what indicators would suggest early warning signs that a bear market is building, how to stay ahead in a bear market, what are some options to do in the bear market, how to make the most of it. And for some reason, people didn't like hearing that. I didn't say we're 100% in a bear market. I didn't say what levels. I didn't tell everyone to sell. I told you I'm still 90% in the market and I'm not selling. I'm just going to buy on the way down, and I love XRP, but the trolls loved it. Look at this. Someone said, and it went green. I'm going to go into these comments in a second. Yes, I put out that video, and yes, XRP's gone green. So am I completely wrong? Well, it had nothing to do with what I said. I did not say that the market won't pump over the next couple of days. I was not doing a short-term prediction. I don't do short-term predictions. I wasn't telling you what's going to happen in the next couple of days. I was getting you prepared for a scenario that is quite likely to play out. However, on the other side of it, we did have a bullish weekly candle close, and I said we're going to have to keep an eye on these weekly candle closes and look at Bitcoin. Look at Bitcoin. Yes, it had a bullish candle close. If we look at it over here, and I put the weekly, if I go on to the weekly time frame, last night we had the weekly candle closed above 100,000. And let me just put the right indicator on here. Let me give this a refresh so I've got the right indicator. If you look at Bitcoin, how it closed last night with its weekly candle close, it's hanging on. It is certainly hanging on. Look at this line over here. This is called the 50-week moving average. The 50-week moving average, you can see every time it's tested it, it has bounced, and it's a very, very good indicator to suggest, are we in a bull market or a bear market? You can see very clearly over here in the bull market, we tested it and we continued higher. We tested it again, we continued higher. We tested it again, we went a bit below it, but we reclaimed it. If we're below that, then we'll be more bearish than bullish. Over here, we tested it and continued going. Last cycle, we tested the bull market support band, and then we fell below it. We retested it as resistance, and then we went into quite a steep bear market. So we're going to keep a very, very close eye on this indicator. You can remove all the drawings and look how clean that indicator is. Let me make the chart even bigger for you guys so you can see what I'm talking about when you look at the screen right now. This is the 50-week moving average, and here was where we were concerned because we were below it, but the weekly candle closed above it. Does that change anything I'm saying? Not really. We're navigating the markets together. We're keeping an eye on all the indicators we can. This one was slightly more bearish last week, but we said we have to wait for a couple weekly candle closes. It closed above it. That's why I said we had to wait. I also said if we're going to stay below 100,000, I'll be more bearish and saying a bear market's coming. We didn't stay below 100,000, so I'm not coming out here and giving you a prediction. Just like I said in Friday's video, which we're going to go and whack a few trollers in a second. Just like I said in last week's video, I'm not giving you a prediction here. I'm not saying we're going into a bear market. I'm not saying we're continuing with a bull market. What I'm saying is if we go into a bear market, this is how to survive a bear market. Be prepared for a bear market, because if you're not, you're going to panic sell and lose all your money. Be prepared for a bull market, because if you FOMO, if you panic sell, then you're not going to make any money in a bull market. So the whole point of these videos is not to give you short-term price predictions and tell you exactly what's going to happen, because nobody, no YouTube, and if they tell you that they know exactly what's going to happen, they're lying to you. No YouTube knows exactly what's going to happen. The best we can do on this channel is form a community, help you guys navigate the markets, and because we've been through many bull markets, we know how to come out on top. To a year and a half ago, even a year ago, we were buying XRP on this channel for 50 cents because we were in a bear market and we knew what we were doing. Every time we bought XRP at $2 and sold at $2.50, sold at $3, that's the money we made, so we don't have to sell our spot XRP. And that's how I've made money this cycle. I'm still 90% in with my XRP. I haven't sold any of my I've sold about 10% of my XRP spot bag. But I've managed to make money this cycle. How have I done that? Because I've shown you over and over again, when we look to this chart, go back to the beginning of this year, go back to the last 6 months, 12 months, about how we've been trading XRP. And you can see we did many, many successful trades. And the reason I made this video is because we made one prediction that didn't come true. And even that prediction, when we made that prediction, we said there's a 50% chance. I said, if we're going to have a breakout now, this is the point where XRP goes to $10. This is where the momentum is. If there's ever going to be a shot at it, now is a good chance for XRP to hit $10. And that's when we broke out this really nice symmetrical, trading pattern where we broke out of $2.18, went up to all-time highs. We said if we're going to hit $10, we'll hit it now. Unfortunately, we double topped and we changed our tune, and we said there was a 50% chance of that happening, and that didn't happen. That's what I was wrong about. But that didn't have any effect because we bought XRP at $2, we sold it at $2.60. We bought XRP at $1.90, we sold it at $2.50. We bought XRP at $2, we sold it at $2.50. We bought XRP at $2, we sold it at $3. Every single one of those trades, and we sold at the first all-time high at $3.40 and bought back 50% down. So I'm just making it clear that even though we didn't get $10, $5, $4, we still managed to make money this cycle. And last 2 years ago, we were buying at 50 cents. We were buying at 40 cents. Every time it dropped below 40 cents, we were very bullish with our buys. Right now, we are in a sticky situation in the market where the market itself doesn't yet know, are we going to continue in a bull market? Are we going to continue in the bear market? And what's my job right now? If the market itself doesn't even know if it's going to continue in a bull market or a bear market, and hedge funds don't know this, and the big money doesn't know this right now, well, my job is to prepare you, the viewers, the family, for both scenarios. You have to be prepared for the bull market and be prepared for the bear market as well. So when I made this video on Friday, my point wasn't to hate on the XRP community. It was to get you prepared for a very real scenario of a bear market. Let's whack a few trolls, and then I'll come on to your comments. And then we'll talk about the XRP ETF in 3 days' time, the US shutdown ending. But first, let's go through some of the comments and whack a few trolls. So, welcome to Whack a Troll. Let's read some of these comments and see what everyone's reaction was to that video. Pack opening said, when my portfolio drops 35%, I'll be buying the dips, and as it goes down, I'll be increasing my buys. There we go. That was one of the options I said in a bear market. Again, I never give financial advice, but one of the options I said you can do in a bear market is I wouldn't be buying every 5-10% dip. My scenario is I'm buying at $2, $1.70, $1.50, $1.50. Probably won't get to 50 cents, but I want to have some money on the side when I do that. So I'm not buying every 5-10% dip because we run out of money. And pack opening has a similar sort of idea. So he's not a troll. He's saying if it drops 35%, then I'll start buying dips. And if it goes down even more, he'll increase his buys. Therefore, he's not buying every 5-10% dip. He has to wait for it to go down more. Sensible. Again, not financial advice, but if that's right for him, that's right for him. So that's not a troll. Then we've got someone saying, yikes, Sensei, usually I'm all with your analysis, but others called a short squeeze and it's happening to kill the shorts. I didn't say there wouldn't be a short squeeze. I didn't say we wouldn't pump. I didn't say in the next week we're going to drop 50-60%. I said we could be slowly entering a bear market. Bear markets don't happen overnight. If you go into a bear market, you can still have massive pumps. If we just go over to a very clean chart of XRP with nothing on it, let me go over to random exchange. If you look at XRP, what it's doing right now, and the reason we're calling the alarm bells is for a few reasons. And one of them is the fact that we're making lower highs and lower lows. Another reason is we're below the 50-week moving average. Another reason is we're below the bull market support band. The main concern will be if we drop below $2, but we're making lower lows, lower highs. So, and in a bear market, I wasn't making a short-term prediction that tomorrow we're not going to pump. In fact, I was actually quite bullish in the short term because of the ETF coming out next week. If anything, I was saying that we're going to have a pump. The video was about a 3, 6, 12-month idea that a bear market, we could be in it, and don't be blind to that idea. Why? Well, because of all those reasons I just said. And also, it's very clear that even if you're in a bear market, I mean, we can go back to 2021 when we entered a bear market and go into the daily candles. Go back to 2021 and I'll show you why I'm not. We started a bear market, and within that bear market, we pumped 90%. Then we dropped and we continued in a bear market, and within that bear market, we pumped another 40% in 4 days. Then we dropped in a bear market, then we pumped another 74%. So there is short squeezes within a bear market. You go up 74% multiple times in a bear market. We're only up 25%. We can go much higher and we can still be in a bear market. So just because there's short squeezes doesn't ruin the analysis of a bear market could be coming. Again, I'm not saying I'm calling a bear market. I'm just saying the warning signs are getting more and more for a bear market, but I'm still prepared for a bull market. Be prepared for both scenarios. I'm going to come on to the shutdown, the stimulus, the XRP, ETF. I just want to make this clear because I've got a lot of comments over the weekend, and I don't think everyone really understood what the point of that video was. Google Eyes says, Sensei is going to be honest with you and fair. Yep, I'm always just going to tell you the truth, whether it's popular or not. Someone said, and it went green. I know XRP is green. The point of the video wasn't what's XRP going to do in the next 24 hours, 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month. The point was, are we in a bear market? And a bear market is a 2-year-long pattern. It's not a tomorrow we're crashing. So all the comments that said, look at us now, XRP is green. That has nothing to do with what this video was. Someone talked about New York City and Swell. What's your opinion on Jack Claver? I don't have an opinion. Faye Thornton says things have. Ron says direction will be revealed on an open government. Yep, the government does look like it's opening soon, and we'll see. What that will give us more information. Someone said, you're so right. Thank you very much. Someone said, good morning. That was Teresa. Inspector says, it's not okay what you're doing. Here we go. Let's whack another troll. Let's put the music on for whack a troll. It's not okay what you're doing. The music's too funny. You can say you're wrong, but what you guys really do have is people. Wait, let me turn the music off. It's distracting me. We've got a troll saying it's not okay what you're doing. So first of all, it's not okay that I'm trying to teach people what a bear market's about. This might be some people's first cycles. Some people might be more emotional than others. And because we get it right, I can't help other people. So it's not okay to suggest that we might be in a bear market and what to do in a bear market. You can say you're wrong, but what you guys really do is have people buy so you can sell at a higher price. So you think, I want my audience to buy. I made that video because I want the audience on this channel to buy so I can sell my bags. First of all, we love the community here. We would never, ever do anything like that to the community. Secondly, it's an absurd argument because XRP is the 3rd largest cryptocurrency in the world. And unfortunately, with 100,000 subscribers, we can't move the XRP market. So by me saying something doesn't mean that people will buy and I'll be able to sell my bag on my community. So again, an absolutely absurd argument. I know the trend will fade, but you're not the only ones. People think that just because you have a channel makes you something, but you're just a spectator in a market that's based off speculation. Right. I mean, it's just a complete absurd argument. We can't move the market. I'm trying to help people. I'm trying to tell you what to do in a bear market. So absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, I think there's enough said there. Soul of Jess says Kramer said no $10 XRP in 2025. We still have 2 months. Yeah, the main point of this was to say all your absurd or all the crazy predictions out there, $20, $30, $100, even $10 is a pretty crazy prediction. That was like the high end of this year, what I thought could happen. They don't keep your hopes up because everyone's saying the banana zone is around the corner. These YouTubers are telling us that $100 XRP was supposed to happen this year. Forget about those arguments and start looking at more sensible levels, such as $4 potentially, $5, $7, or also potentially start realizing we could be in a bear market as well. The point of me putting $10 in that title and saying I was wrong about it was to bring your attention to the fact that $10 is very unlikely to happen this year. So let alone what can happen at $50 or $100. Let's see what other trolls we have. What is the surprise here? Martyn Lucas pulled out of XRP weeks ago. Yes, he saved himself about 50% on XRP and sold out around $3. So congratulations to Martyn. Again, he has bought back in at lower levels. So we all love XRP here, but we also want to make money. We're not just joining a cult or a fan club just to pump it like other channels do. Always a positive story, always $100 XRP, always $1,000 XRP. That's not the point. The point here is to make money. And if everyone always thinks there's going to be $100 XRP or $1,000 XRP around the corner, they'll miss out on a bear market where they can pick up more XRP at low price. Or even worse, they'll be leveraged up with XRP. So by the time we go into a bear market, they lose all their XRP. And by the time we do hit $50 and $100 potentially next cycle, they'll have no XRP because they listen to other YouTube channels that promise them XRPs. The best thing in the world. And tomorrow it's going to change the world and we're going to go to $100. Now it will go up. That's fine. I'd love it for it to go up. And the whole prediction wasn't too many people thought when I brought this video out that I was expecting XRP to go down in the next couple of days. This was a potential idea of a bear market and trying to take away some myths and trying to get, I mean, there was a whole newsletter around how to benefit in a bear market. This was an educational video of how to survive and position yourself in a bear market. What's your early warning signs of a bear market? I don't know how someone can hate on a video that's trying to educate people on how to navigate and survive in a bear market. I just lost the light. I apologize. I don't know how I've lost the light. We'll come on to the main news of the ETF coming out in a couple of days and the government shutdown. But I just want to make this clear because over the weekend, there's been a lot of people commenting about this video. And I don't understand why. It's not actually the members. It's all these trolls that come in once. And just too many people are just listening to YouTube channels and X accounts that are promising them that XRP is going to be at $100 by the end of the year. Or not even that. Maybe they're just saying XRP is the world's best technology and you need to get as much of it today because tomorrow it might be at $100. That is not the sentiment. XRP will take years and years and years for it to go up to $50 and $100. It might be the best technology out there, but it has to be adopted first. So that we will go through bear markets, we'll go through bull markets, and you need to be prepared for bear markets and bull markets. So let me just go through a few more trolls. Hopefully I've answered most of these questions now. And even if you're thinking, I hope you now understand why I made this video. XRP is always a scam. It will never see $3 again. Again, we've got people on the other side of it. There's two extremes. People knocking me down. People say, oh my God, XRP is a scam. It will never go to $3 again. Another troll. XRP is not a scam and it will go to $3 again. That's my thoughts. On a scale of 1 to 10, how silly do you feel about this video, Sensei? If 10 was silly and 1 was not silly at all, I would say 0. I feel very, very proud of this video I put out. I genuinely, I wouldn't be making videos I don't feel proud of. I feel very proud of this video I put out there because the real members, the real people that want to learn will take something away and become better investors because of it, because they'll know what a bear market's about. They'll know about how mistakes to avoid. So I don't feel silly at all. And I suggest everyone goes and watches the video. I don't care that XRP went up 20, 30 to 20%, 10% since I put out that video. That video was never a short-term prediction. And if it went down the same amount today, if it went down 20%, I wouldn't go back and say that I was right. I would just say a bear market takes time to happen, and we might already be in a bear market. So this is the way to survive a bear market. XRP bigger than these guys? No, 10 pounds. A £10 XRP would be absolutely incredible, and it's very unlikely. It won't happen this year, most likely. Anyway, I just wanted to address a few comments from that video on Friday. We put it again out as a video last night. I apologize, there was no live show last night, no election events. We're going to do a few more election events this week, so keep an eye out for that. But go back, watch this video. If you're not a troll, I highly recommend it. It came out as a video yesterday as well. If you go to Martyn Lucas Investor, go to videos, and go over here to this video over here, then you can see exactly what I was talking about. So you can see what does a crypto bear, and this is all from my newsletter, so go sign up to the newsletter. It's the first link in the description. What does a bear market really mean? What do you expect in a bear market? How do you survive a bear market? What are the warning signs that we're going into a bear market? What moving averages do you need to look at? How do you make the most of a bear market? What not to buy in a bear market? Again, none of it's financial advice, but most of it is just very clear tips for you guys to come out on top. So go and check it out, because never just think we're always going to be in a bull market. Oh, we've got someone.
Appreciate you and your newsletter.
Oh, I'll turn that off. The music. Oh, the music needs to turn off because we've had enough of the trolls. Someone said, "Real traders appreciate you and your newsletter." Thank you, David Hensley. Thank you. Okay, now let's address some of the live chat viewers. Let's see if there's any trolls in here. And then we'll come on to the main story of XRP ETF in the next couple days. That's that's what we can start getting excited about, not just because of price action. That's why XRP is going on, but also because of what it means to have an XRP ETF. Someone said, I can't trust this pump. We're pumping into an ETF. Can you ever trust a pump like that? Not really. But can XRP continue going with the momentum and squeeze some shorts? Of course it can. XRP's momentum right now is very, very nice, but it will probably, in all honesty, make a lower high from the highs we had at $3.80. Good morning. What's going on in the markets? Check out the newsletter. We've got quite a few stories today. I'm just going to go through these comments because I've got some more news to come through you. So I'm going to skim through all of these. We'll come on to all of that. Pump it up, says Potato Family. Sick Boy Custom says XRP mini pump because the USA might reopen. Yes, ETF news. Will we see $10 this year? Who knows? Yeah, I don't think we will, but I'm prepared for $10. That's the beauty of it. I'm prepared to see $10 this year. I don't think we will at this point, but who knows? If we had the answer to that question, we could do many, many trades. Not going to live last Friday since they scared me with the whole XRP, but Mummy said don't sell. Yeah, I still said I'm not selling, even though I've brought out that video about a bear market. I said I don't know if we're in a bear market or not. Maybe we're 55% likely to be in a bear market, 45% likely to be in a bull market, but I'm still not deviating from my strategy, which is I've got my XRP in a spot bag. I've made enough money trading the XRP. If it goes to my targets, which I think are about $4, $5, $7, $10, I'll sell incrementally. And that's my solution for a bull market. In a bear market, I explained to you what I would do in last Friday's video. This could be a shake-up. It has a lot more lungs in the short. Not a great candle in 1 hour. Looks like it's hyped up. I don't really like looking at the short-term time frames. There's too much noise and there's too much emotion if you start trading the really low time frames like the 1 hour chart. Jim Rickett says, good morning. Do you think a bear market, do you think it's still a bear market for XRP with all that's happening in the background? I don't know. Go back and watch the video. I didn't say I think we're in a bear market. Maybe I'm slightly swaying that we are in a bear market. Maybe the reason I put out that video is because I'm slightly 55% thinking we're in a bear market, 45% thinking we're in a bull market. But that within itself doesn't make me think I'm not going to do everything based off the fact we're in a bear market. If I knew we were in a bear market, I would sell everything and I'll buy back at the bottom of the bear market. But that is not, no one knows if we're in a bear market or not. And the spot position, and the way I've traded XRP during the cycle means I can hold my spots XRP. Even if I didn't trade XRP this cycle, I would still hold my XRP because I'm long-term bullish on it. And if there's still a chance we're going to go to $5, $10, which I think there's still around a 50% chance we can still go to those targets of $4, $5, then I want to hold on to my XRP. And if we go to a bear market, I know XRP is going to come back next cycle, so I'll just buy more. So do I still think there's a bear market? My thoughts haven't changed. These last few days with XRP going up 20% doesn't change the fact I'm still 50-50. And when you're 50-50, you can actually make more money than when you're more convinced of one side. Jesse says, I'm selling soon. Bitcoin Craig says, I'll take some profit and buy back on the dip. Stay with us. We're going to talk to you about the ETF as well. I'm just going to go through the comments, see if there's any other comments I need to answer. Ganja says, it might drop again to try and shake people out. Yeah. I mean, remember, the market punishes both sides. It punishes the shorters and it gets them liquidated, and it punishes the people that are leveraged long. The market's job is to punish everyone. So there we go. With every pump XRP gets, it loses all its gains within hours right back down. Yeah, we have got a lower high structure, which is backing up the fact that we could be in a bear market. The highs are lower, the lows are lower. If we break $2 and $1.70, that's a real confirmation. I agree with Sensei 100%. Thank you so much, Martyn, for being here. Not bad for 50x overnight. Why do you think I've been tax lot swapping? Then about to trim again. Just 0.5% to go to see my pinned post. Martyn says, the final trade is in. I'm hoping to sell 205 shares of VU and the S&P 500 at $628. I have been swapping using tax locks. Trades will be clear margin again and dramatically drop my average. Good, wish me luck. Wow, good luck, Martyn. Congratulations. Remember, this is the same with what Martyn's doing. Martyn, I think, Martyn thinks there's still going to be a drop. I think there's still going to be a drop with XRP. But he's happy to be in the S&P 500. Why? Well, because he's made all these trades throughout it. So he's made the money. He's happy to be in the markets. And it's the same with me and XRP. I think we're going to drop. I'm slightly on the side of a bear market. I think we're going to continue to drop. Maybe the top is in, but it doesn't matter. I'm still going to stay in because I love XRP and I think long term it's going to be good. And in the bear market, I'll just buy more. This is so much fun. What, the whacker troll? Whacker troll is so much fun. Did I miss any trolls? Everything comes in threes, so good chance it will go through this time. I don't want it, but there's a bigger chance than normal. I'm buying a 10-year plus Treasury ETF. Congratulations. I like the spike. S&P 500 is frothy. Yeah, it is, but also you don't want to bet against the S&P 500. Do you want to bet against the 500 best companies in the world? Do you want to bet against the AI revolution? I don't. I don't want to bet against XRP. That's why I'm staying in XRP. I don't want to bet against it. I think it's the best crypto technology out there. I don't want to bet against it, but I want to be open to the idea of what it means to go into a bear market and how to benefit the most from it. Not talking about you, but most YouTubers seem to always know when it's going to pump but never crash. When it's going to pump but never crash. Funny, isn't it? Thank you for your comment and your thoughts. Don't worry about it, says Neil. Macro points to bull market, but maybe just a mini bear market before. All the macro. I love it when people just say all the macro is pointing towards a bull market. What, the jobs market is pointing towards a bull market. The shutdown is pointing towards a bull market. Inflation being sticky is pointing to a bull market. Apparently, it's all pointing to a bull market. Well, I'd love to hear what all this macro pointing to a bull market is. Lee Morse, Trump urged to offer $2,000 stimulus in stablecoins. I don't know if it was about being in stablecoins. We got that in the newsletter. We're not in a bear market. Well, someone knows the future. 100% we're not in a bear market. If anyone thinks we're 100% not in a bear market, you shouldn't be investing in the markets because you have no risk management. Because if you 100% think you're not in a bear market, then you'll be all in with no risk management. And if you're 100% sure you're not in a bear market, then if there's a 1% chance we're in a bull market, we're in a bear market, then you will get wiped out in a second. What's to stop the government opening and the SEC putting their back foot on the ETF last minute? Don't know if that's possible, but would like some input on it. Well, I'm glad you asked, Bitcoins, Craig, because we've got the answer in the newsletter and we'll go over it in a second. MJ says, Sensei, you're the one of the best on YouTube. You give the best information possible at the moment. Real people can see that. Please don't listen to the trolls. Great job. Keep it up. Thank you so much, MJ. But I also want to do this whacker troll, not because I just want to hate on the trolls. I want the trolls to realize and maybe come back and say, actually, my comment was wrong and you're right. I want to give people the opportunity to be part of this community and understand where they went wrong. I don't just want to. I'm not just doing this because it's fun. I'm doing this because I want everyone to succeed, even the trolls. Some trolls take it too far and I don't really care about them. But the ones that are innocent and are just, unfortunately, because of the system we're in with the YouTubers and the X accounts, are being brainwashed, I want to give them an option to come out and join the Lucasades. Anointed Flower says, good morning. Christopher says, bull market. I love it. I am responsible for my actions, not you, Sensei. I appreciate input and thank you very much, Sean June. OPF Norfolk. Many of us here are here just for Sensei. I don't think Martyn likes that, so does tend to dip into his streams often to get us to remember him. Not being a thank you, OP Norfolk. I don't quite understand that comment. Jam says Martyn is in, he is out. Dude jumps on, then off the boat on XRP. I don't think there's anything. I mean, look, you can be part of the fan club and hold XRP no matter what, or you can be making money. And I think Martyn enjoys making money. He does. I speak to Martyn all the time. He does love XRP's technology. He doesn't lie to you guys. He is a big fan of the XRP community and the army, but he's also a fan of making money. So there's nothing wrong. I would never ever be annoyed at anyone for buying and selling any asset to make money. At the end of the day, that's what we're all here to do. Some of us want to hold on and go for the long game. Some of us want to trade it and make the money. So I don't think there's anything wrong about buying and selling. Set for Life says, buy, hold on cold storage. Don't look at prices daily unless you're trading, which is dumb. Just buy and hold to 2030. Yeah, most people that look at the daily start trade. I think it's good to have an understanding of the market because there are certain points if you're looking at the market daily, you will understand what does a top look like, what does a bottom look like, and that could be very advantageous in certain points. But if you're looking at the markets every day and you're making trades every day based off 1 hour candles, then you're probably going to lose because you're day trading at that point. It's good to keep an eye on it, but not good to keep trading every day, unless you're an expert. Bitcoin Craig says, I'm also worried about all the wicks, which MM may want to attack, market makers may want to attack because of the imbalances. Yeah, I mean, that's the whole point with a volatile asset. Market makers will attack anything on both sides. OPF Norfolk says, oh, why did I miss Martyn's comment? OPF Norfolk says, do you need waking up on this bleak Black Monday? Martyn says, love the energy. Let's have a bloody good row. Wake everyone up. Yep, if you haven't woken up yet, we've been whacking some trolls. We're going to come on to the ETF news. Stay with us, hit that like button, subscribe, and this is what we've been playing for the Whack It Troll. People like to blame anyone rather than take responsibility for their actions. Yeah, I understand that, but we also have a responsibility on this channel. We are a financial channel, so we do understand things we say might influence decisions. So the things I want to say are very clear. It's not financial advice, firstly, but also anything I say, I want it to be educational. So when I did that video last Friday and I put it out again as a video on Sunday, it wasn't, at no point did I say sell your XRP or I would sell my XRP at this point. I said, if we're in a bear market, here's the list of things to tick off to understand how to control your emotions, to understand what a bear market normally looks like, how to make advantage of it. So at no point during that video, and I made it clear, was I saying I'm selling my XRP. I made it clear I'm holding my XRP. So No one can be angry at me because they sold their XRP because of that video, because I made it very clear that it wasn't a short-term prediction. I made it clear that I still don't know if we're in a bull market or bear market. It's pretty much 50-50. I made it clear this is a video on what to do if we go into a bear market and how to survive. So even if I said go out and sell your XRP, you have to take responsibility for your own actions. I'm not going to come out and say go out and buy XRP, go out and sell your XRP, because I still understand, even though there'll be no responsibility on me, I feel an obligation to the audience, and that's why we don't say it. I can come out here right now and say, not financial advice, go buy out and buy XRP, and it's fine. No one can sue me, no one can do anything. But I don't want to, because I actually, no one knows if it's a good time to buy or sell. I come out with the educational content on, if it goes down, here's what to do. If it goes up, here's what to do. Here's what to do for rules of investing to make sure you come out on top. We have turned into an entertainment channel today. When you're wrong, a lot of bull market. We are still down from where we were 6 months ago. Martyn says, who wants a bloody good row? Maybe a live video phone-in. Spam yes or no. We'll still have 2,000 XRP to give away live on the show. Who wants the money? Yeah? Do we want a live row? Let me see if I can open up the interview line as well. Morning, brother. Thanks for offering your insights. Free for 60 days. Awesome work. No worries. I'm glad you take advantage of that. If anyone does want the newsletter, here is the link to the newsletter. You can get a 1-week free trial on the annual plan. I'm leaning towards the bull market continuing, not trolling, just my opinion. Yeah, that's fine. I love that. You can have your opinion. I don't care. Firstly, that opinion is very valid. I'm very close to that opinion. You're saying you're leaning towards the bull market continuing. I'm leaning that the bull market's ending. We are very close. You're 55% in support. I'm 55%. You're 55% bull market, I'm 55% bear market. We're very close. That's fine. Someone could come on this channel right now and say, I am very confident in a bull market. I say, brilliant, congratulations. That's your opinion, that's from your research. Good luck to you. Someone can come on the channel and say, I'm very confident in a bear market. And I'll say, what's your reasoning? Brilliant, congratulations. But the main point is, what do we do if we're in a bull market? What do we do in a bear market? If someone comes on this channel and says, you are 100% wrong because the XRP pumped in the last couple of days, I would say to you, have you even listened to the video, or are you just trolling? Because that's just such a stupid take, because I put a video out that we might be in a bear market and then it pumps 2 days later, and you think that takes away from anything I said in the video. In fact, it supports what I said in the video. So go back and watch the video. So I love people having opinions, and if members or subscribers in the chat right now, I'm very confident that we're in a bull market and there's so many great catalysts out there, then I wish you the best of luck. But that doesn't mean don't be prepared for a bear market. It's the people that are blind to both sides. Someone might think that XRP is a scam and it's going to go to zero and it's going to be a bear market. Well, that person's stupid, because where's the facts on that? Where's the facts that XRP is a scam? Or where's the facts that we're 100% in a bear market? There isn't. What are you going to do if we get into a bull market? The other person's stupid, who just thinks we're only up, $100, $100. I'm going to leverage buy on every on every pump. I'm going to FOMO in on every pump. That person's also stupid. There needs to be a balance, and there needs to be openness to arguments. There needs to be open. What is the problem with someone watching a video about a bear market that educates them on what to do with a bear market? If a bear market doesn't come, then brilliant. Great, we're in a bull market. But if it does come, well, at least now you know what the rules of a bear market are. So there's no problem with anyone on this channel that thinks we're in a bull market, very confident we're in a bull market, or someone on this channel that thinks we're in a bear market, or someone on this channel that doesn't know. But be prepared for all scenarios, as I always say. Admit you gave up. Admit you get whack a troll. Let's put the music on. There we go. Another troll. Admit you gave up. What did I give up on? I have no idea what that means. Admit I gave up on what? Oh my god, what's that? I don't even know how to respond to a troll like that, because I don't even know what they mean. Gave up on what? I gave up on what? My views haven't changed at all. What's sad? Oh my god. Because you can't talk doesn't mean you have to. Stop trolling and grow up. Thank you, Ibrahim. Yes, bring it on. Stay positive. Thank you, family life, bull market. Zach says, good morning. Or when I cut myself shaving, I'm the only one to bleed. You must take responsibility to your trades. Thank you, Zach Zate. I don't think anyone's annoyed at me because they've taken any trades based on what I said. There wasn't one comment in the comment section or one person here saying I sold my XRP because Sensei said prepare for a bear market. I don't think that was the problem anyway. I don't think anyone's here annoyed about that. I don't think anyone would have made any decisions based on that video because that video wasn't a prediction video. It wasn't me saying we're going into a bear market. It was how to prepare for a bear market. So I'm not worried about that. I'm actually worried about people that are just in a cult thinking that XRP has there's nothing else that can happen to XRP but go up. The only option for XRP is to go up, and you never need to prepare for a bear market. The problem isn't anyone sold because they thought I was breaking a bear market prediction. Go watch the video. I never made one bear market prediction. I just gave you the facts on we might be entering a bear market. Here is what to do in a bear market. If you've never experienced a bear market, this is what happens. These are the warning signs. This is how to benefit from it. These are the mistakes people make in a bear market. And we might be going into a bear market. The tide might start changing. We might be in a bear market. It wasn't, I think we're going into bear market. I'm selling my XRP. I don't think anyone would have sold based off that video. And there was no evidence in the comment section or anything. So this is more just people are just think XRP can go up and they're annoyed that I made any video suggesting a bear market. I want to be a troll. Ganja, bring it on. Positive vibes here, says Annoy to Flowers. Hey Martin, how's your wife doing? Hope better, says Sean June. Jim Brickett says, thank you for explaining that. Jesse says, crypto and coffee. Bruce says, Andrew and Bruce checking in. Lovely to see you guys here. Songs to Space says, don't trust it either. Today should display some confirmation. I think that was that. Thank you, Sean. She's struggling at the moment, says Martin. Anointed Flowers says, all our love is always with Martin and Leah. We are always praying for them, always wishing them the best. They're always in the forefront of our minds. And I'm sure that's the same with all the Lucasades. So I don't want to brush over that, but I know Martin and Leah don't want to talk about it too much. So just always remember our thoughts are with you and Leah, Martin, and all the Lucasades. If you can always keep them in your prayers, that'd be amazing. Nicholas says, hello. Dan says, how can you troll someone who's giving honest advice? Makes us better traders. Thanks for the information. Thank you very much, Dangs Longson. I mean, some people are just crazy. Some people, unfortunately, because of how they got into XRP was because of these YouTube channels and X accounts that were just promising them the world. And since they've become brainwashed and joined a cult, and that just happens, and slowly but surely they might come to reality and realize actually maybe $100 isn't possible in the next 2 months. Maybe these people are wrong. Maybe $10 is, if we hit $10, that would be the best trade of all time. It's not guaranteed. Nothing is guaranteed. Maybe we're not going to an ultimate bull market. Maybe they start asking themselves these questions and then they come to reality. So I don't blame these people because I think it's the way that, unfortunately, social media is like these days, with everyone just trying to get clicks. So those YouTubers and X channels, I'm sure 99% of them don't even agree with what they're saying. They're just saying it for clicks. So Martin says $5 to go to sell big on the S&P 500. Martin is making another trade. Thanks for keeping us updated. Andrew says ETFs for XRP this week. If it's still cheap, a lot of XRP needed. Will this force a supply shock? Not on ETF launch day. No, it won't force a supply shock. Over time, it might. The whole idea of an ETF isn't what it does on the day. That'll give us a great idea how much volume was there, how did it compare to all the other altcoin ETFs, and how much below Bitcoin was it. That would be great to see the sentiment for XRP around the all these stock traders, pension funds, institutions. So we'll get a lot of information based off that. But ETF launching in 2 days' time won't be supply shock there and then. I've got a lot of ETF information I will come on to, so please do hit that like button and subscribe. ETF coming out this week. And I'll tell you how the shutdown ending will affect that. Article about China halting rare earths and heavy earths this morning. Thank you, Songs for Space. You need tea, you sound sick. Yeah, I am sick. I've been sick for about 3 weeks. I apologize. I still want to be live. I do sound sick. I have a it's not going well, but I'm fine to do a live, so I apologize. I was hoping you wouldn't be able to pick up on it, but you obviously can. I apologize. We've been in a bull market for a year. We've been in a bull market for a year for sure. We've been in a bull market for a couple years if you include Bitcoin. Gold is pumping too, so bullish, right? Gold is pumping. We are. If you look at gold, it's pumping exactly when we said it would. Just look at the chart. Where's the chart? We said it's going to start consolidating in a parallel channel. And yeah, there we go. Then we go on to the weekly time frame. Top out there, bottoms over here with the wicks. Probably consolidate for a bit, and then maybe break out to the upside again. Gold is going to probably be a bit boring. It's going to be volatile, but it's probably a bit boring for maybe the next 5 months. Silver, on the other hand, getting back above $50, that can go on and run next. But it's good to see gold above 4K. Raymond, yes, it is. But it will consolidate 10% up, 10% down, I think, for a while before the next big breakout. Apologies, Martin, just tuned in. Are you saying that you think we're a bearish trend even with the news of the shutdown ending? The news of the shutdown ending is out. It's over. The market's reacted to it. It's the market's forward thinking. If the news is out, if you've heard about the news, the market's digested the news. ETS may bring much needed liquidity. Yep. Good morning, Sensei. What's wrong with people? I saw the video and understood everything you said. Still bought the dips and didn't panic. God bless you that you have to deal with this. I am God's truth. Thank you so much for that. I'm glad you understand. As soon as I click your video, you start. As soon as I click your video, you start. Oh, here we go. The music's on. Whack a troll. What's this one gonna say? As soon as I click on your video, you start talking craziness. Makes me want to unsubscribe to this blasphemy. Oh my god. Wow. How do I respond to that one? As soon as I click on your video, start talking craziness. So excuse me, I feel so. I don't know how I'm live right now. Stack harder. Firstly, let's have a look at your channel. Let's have a look at your channel. Let's watch one of your shorts.
The crypto bull is alive. Time to dig up those buried portfolios. They're dying to moon.
Right. Okay. Interesting. Right. Okay. Cool. Strange video there. As soon as I click on your video, you start talking craziness. Please give me an example of when I talk craziness. I'm watching the chat right now. I'm watching the most up-to-date chat on another screen. Stack harder. Your one chance. What craziness was I talking? Makes you want to unsubscribe. Go ahead. We don't care. We would love for you to be subscribed. We would love for you to engage with us. We would love for you to ask questions. We would love for you to understand how to be a better investor. But if you're just going to come here and say that we're crazy and this is blasphemy, then why are you here being a troll? I don't care about trolls. I think trolls are great. We might understand the other side of the argument. We might I don't know. It's freedom of speech at the end of the day. Trolls, you can have your opinion, and we want to address you. But if you're, and I think it brings a healthy conversation because some people might have the same ideas as you guys. Some other people, some members might say, "Oh, well, that video I thought was a bear market video, but now that you've addressed the trolls, I understand exactly what that video was all about now." So it's great. Don't mind the trolls. But if you're just going to say, "I'm crazy," and this is blasphemy by itself with nothing to back it up, then why are you here? I don't want to lose a subscriber, but Martin doesn't want me to just say we don't care about subscribers because we do. But if you're not here to be a part of this community and just constantly say stupid stuff like this is blasphemy and I'm crazy, then maybe this isn't the right channel for you. But if you want to engage with us and you want me to answer your questions, then you've got your chance. This is a free channel. And you can comment right now and you haven't yet. 1 minute. No, the bells. The market's not opening in 1 minute. The market is opening in an hour. Sensei, what's your thoughts on VU hitting $628 today? Let's have a look. $6 to $8. Oh. Got unmuted. Let's go to VU, but also look at the S&P 500 because that's what I've got the charts on. So let me have a look at both. Let's go and have a look at the S&P 500. I think it's obviously opening up because of the shutdown news. Yep, it's up 0.81%. So Martyn's question was 628. It's currently at 622. Again, I don't really like doing too much for short-term one-day prediction. However, we will answer this question. It does look like we could be potentially breaking out of this downtrend. So, and 6 to 8, it's not too far away. So, on VU, it'll be about another 0.869%. I don't think we'll get that today. I don't think we're going to have a 2% up day on the S&P 500. We could, but hitting it today, 6 to 8, that means the S&P 500 would have to be up. That means the S&P 500 would have to be up 1.6% in a day. Possible. I think over the next couple of days, I think it's possible. Certainly if we stay above this trend line. So I'll keep an eye on it. But this downward sloping trend line on VU, S&P 500, we're breaking the momentum towards the upside. And there is a slight bit of resistance up ahead on the S&P 500. That's at 0.2% on the way up. But once you get past that, I think we could actually just go back to all-time highs. I don't think it's 6 to 8. I think it's all-time highs as possible. What is a high income earner? Is this for the stimulus check? I'd imagine someone earning over 80,000, 100,000, maybe 60,000. I don't know. I don't know what the average wage is in the US. Here, a high earner would certainly be someone over £80,000, which would be around 100,000 US dollars. So, but they haven't really said the threshold for that. 5-year cycle, says Jordan. I wouldn't start calling it different things, but could be. Self says S&P 500 hit 15 all-time high. So please explain why we're in a bear market. Crypto and the markets can not be in the same situation. The S&P 500 could be around all-time highs. It's not actually around all-time highs. It's actually down a few percent from all-time highs. And just because the S&P 500 is in a bull market doesn't mean the crypto market's not in a bull market. The crypto markets are down over 20%. If the S&P 500 was down 20%, we'd call it a bear market. Bitcoin's down over 20%. If you want to go off that standard, we're in a bear market. I don't go off that standard by itself. If you go back and watch the video, you'll understand exactly why we could. And I've not said we're in a bear market. So you've just asked me, please explain why we're in a bear market. Someone else? No bear market here, boy. I haven't said we're in a bear market. I've just given you the tools that if we are in a bear market, you succeed. And why could we be in a bear market? Moving averages, the percentage drawdown, the lower highs, the lower lows, the fact that altcoins are down 98% even in this bull market, you want to call it. What I've given you the reasons why we could be in a bear market, but more importantly, I've given you the tools that if we're in a bear market, what to do. So I don't know. Someone else said, no bear market here, boy. So if you're 100% certain that you're not in a bear market, then why don't you go remortgage your house, sell all your items and go long on the market? If we're not in a bear market, and you're 100% sure of it, then go do that. Obviously, don't do that. Obviously, don't do that. Obviously, there is no chance, that we're 100% in a bull market. But if someone knew the certainty that we're 100% in a bull market, then you'll just leverage everything and go into the market. Set for Life Crypto says you can't wipe out if you're just holding. You can only get wiped out if you're trading. Yes. For most people, just buy and hold. Don't even day trade or leverage trade. Definitely don't leverage trade. MDL says Martyn Lucas needs a super chat for a chart. Needs to send a super chat for a chart. I love that. Zebek says not right. Zpik says not right. We're going to come on to the news, guys. XRP ETF in a couple days' time. I'm still bullish on XRP. I love XRP. I'm in for it. I'm in for the ride. So this news does excite me, not even just for the short term, but for the long term. So just because I've made a video to prepare you for a bear market doesn't mean I'm going to stop making content about how bullish I am on XRP. One video is prepare for a bear market in case it happens. One video is prepare for a bull market in case it happens. Moral of the story is be prepared for both because no one knows which one we're in. Certain points will have a better inkling on which one it is. 2 years ago, we were very certain this was the bear market and near the lows. Maybe if XRP was around $5, $10, we'll be more. We would know more that this is probably the top of the bull market. Right now, as always, you always have to prepare for both scenarios, but right now it's even more important because the market's so uncertain. Don't F this up. Buy, hold, don't use leverage, use cold storage and long-term horizon. Yes, RB says all good. It's been a long journey, smashed it. We're going to need to go through these comments a bit faster. JJ 8balls here. David Hensley says, what's up? Someone apparently, oh my God. Is everyone ready? Whack-a-troll. Whack-a-troll. Someone knows the future. Someone's gonna bet their house and all their possessions on it because they know the future. XRP is gonna dip as of Thursday. Everyone remember that. Write that down. Thursday, XRP is gonna dip. But that's normal for any ETF approvals. But there is too many things in place already where we are where it will moonshot. A cross shot. A Creed shot this. $1,000 XRP by the end of Q1. You heard it here first, guys. I am Sam FJ. Someone remember that name. And I don't know. Let's have a look at the channel. Oh, God. Who are these people saying these? $1,000 by Q1. Please tell me you don't believe that. Please tell me. If you believe that, then I feel sorry for you because the creators, I understand why they do it. I understand why the YouTube channels and the X accounts do it because they make money by doing it. They don't believe it because they're not actually stupid. They don't believe $1,000 in 3 months' time or by the end of Q1 in 6 months' time. They don't believe that, but they say it because they make money off it. They don't need that. They don't plan for that to happen because they know it's not going to happen. They make their money because someone like you clicks on their channel, watches their video, gets brainwashed, and then they make money because they're selling you a course, they're selling you leverage trading, they're selling you investment ideas, they're selling you, or just getting ad revenue from your clicks. So I understand why they do it. Fair enough. Free world, they can say whatever they want, they can make money off it. I completely disagree with that. I would never do it. But they're doing it, they're making money. I don't understand as a viewer how you can come in here and believe that there is going to be $1,000 XRP 100% by Q1. I mean, please. Let's have a look at this troll.
On the screen, we got 8 minutes.
He looks like a normal person. He's gym, good, that's great. Please don't tell me you believe $1,000 XRP by Q1. I really hope you don't believe that. And if you do believe it, please watch the channel a bit more and you'll understand that's just not going to happen. Oh, God. Good morning, Smoother Star. I'd love to get as much as $100 by year end. I'll be proud it all came through. we have another troll? I mean, I don't even know if these are trolls at this point. These are people I feel sorry for. I'd love to get as much as $100 till end of year. So would I. Not going to happen though. I'll be proud I came through all this to be there. It's not going to happen. I will never stream on this channel again if XRP hits $100 by the end of this year. That would be my worst nightmare, not to be able to stream on this channel again. That is worse than swearing on something. I would not have said that if I wasn't 100% confident that $100 would not happen at the end of this year. Not going to happen. If you think $1,000 is going to happen, $100 is going to happen, $50 is going to happen, please, I'm telling you, I'm literally swearing that I'll never stream again and I'd lose my income. No, and on all the 4 years of work I've put in to get to this stage on Martyn's channel, I'd lose it all. But I'm willing to put that on the line because I want you guys to understand how confident I am in that prediction. And anyone that, and it's unfortunately been brainwashed to think that that's a real possibility, it's not a real possibility. It's not going to happen. Sensei said he was holding XRP. Everyone make their own decision. Yes, holding 90% of my XRP. Going good. I sold XRP with tax lots this weekend, brought my average down to 245, from 245 to 235. Congratulations. Yes, yes, says William Myers. In Goldman Sachs November the 5th report, they predict 3 Fed rate cuts, with 1 in December followed by 2 more in 2025. More liquidity, more bullish for the markets. Lee Morse, I understand what you're saying, but only 2 rate cuts in 2026 isn't brilliant in the grand scheme of things. It means it means that the neutral rate is higher than most people would want it to be, which is actually less liquidity. Just seen Martyn's comment. I'll come on to in a second. What are your thoughts on 4-year cycle's broken? No, the 4-year cycle could still be valid. We could. I'm not. There is a 45% chance in my books, and again, that's why I'm saying 50-50, that Bitcoin goes in and puts a higher high. Bitcoin can go in and it wouldn't have peaked in October. It can go in and put a higher high. There is a very real possibility, and there's a very real possibility XRP makes the all-time highs this cycle as well. The 4-year cycle could still not be broken, but you need to be prepared for both scenarios. Yeah, cycles don't work anymore. Yeah, you don't focus on the cycles. People don't use facts anymore. No, they don't. You are my favorite guy. Thank you, brother. Period. Folks, don't give up. Thank you, Nelson. People are not stupid. They're ill-informed. Thank you, Jerry. Potato Family said, oh. Where is this? Sorry, there's so many comments and sometimes it just jumps. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I'm going to go through these comments a bit faster. Tracy Silver says, good morning. Was there an election event yesterday? I couldn't find it. Tracy, I tried to tell everyone yesterday. So there was a community post that went out. Due to unforeseen circumstances, there wouldn't be an election event or a live show. So there was a community post. I was hoping that would pop up on YouTube. Secondly, during we always have our normal Sunday event and then go into the election event. So in that Sunday event, I did mention a few times there will be no election event and this isn't live. So I tried to get the word out there. I apologize you didn't see that. All back to normal this Sunday, and we'll have some election events throughout the week. If there was an election event and you missed it, if you went into your live shows, you would have seen it on the channel. Sense I'm coming over with a hot cup of tea and 2 Advil pills. Tracy says, yeah, sorry. Set for Life says you should invite Jake. If he wants to come on, he can come on. Jerry Mandarin says uneducated. Yeah, unfortunately, people are, and we're trying to change that. Marsha says, sometimes I think I should just take some profits. Then the other days I think I should just hold. So I'm just holding it. Do a vote, bull market or bear market. That's literally that's literally the poll right now. Are we in a bull market or a bear market? 75% of you think bull market. I wish you read the comment I left. Look for it. I'm God's truth. I'm sorry if I've missed your comment. We normally just limit the comments to members. I did read one of your comments. Trying to look for it. Please do repeat it. Or invite Raoul, Paul, and Jake. They'll be great guests. Jerry says, never going to give you up. Songs for Space says, I got drunk celebrating Crash Friday. I couldn't buy it anymore. Never give up on a good thing, says Jerry. I'm pretty confident as well. All-time high come January. The positive colors up through the roof. Just need patience. That can very well happen. I'm not predicting that won't happen. Bitcoins. Craig says, I've got a row. What happened to the quiz last night or this morning for me? I couldn't find it, so I'd like a row about it not being there. Bitcoins, Craig, I do apologize. Unforeseen situation. Hopefully I can tell you more about it later and you can understand why I wasn't live yesterday with that election event, but don't worry because we're going to make this week even better for election. I think every day after going forward, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we're going to have 4 Electrum shows this week instead of 1. So straight after the morning show, we'll go into an Electrum event. So keep an eye out for that. Sooner B says, Joe, it might not be every day, but a good few. You'll have 3 times more shows because we'll do it 3 times this week. Jerry says, Sooner B, silver up. So if anyone wants to become an Electrum member, this might be the best time. I've got so much information. I think I have to stop going through the comments because I want to bring you the ETF news as well. Oh wait, was it Thursday night? Rooster calls a bull market, not financial advice. I like to get information, but I make my own mind. Essentially, yes. I think Seth's just hit the nail on the head about the X accounts. Thank you. The whales are increasingly selling their Bitcoin, but they're increasingly buying their XRP. Let me see if I can get you this. I do always love looking at this chart and always bullish for XRP. Let me see if I can bring this to you. I'm going to see if I can bring you an XRP chart. Crypto. Which one was it? Is it supply? I think it's address. Trying to find you an XRP chart. I'm just trying to find you this chart. Maybe I'll bring it to you tomorrow. XRP. Stay with me. I'm going to bring you the ETF news as well, but I want to bring you this XRP chart. I think it's, yeah, this one's good as well. Look at this. So this is XRP charts, and it's the amount. This chart shows the total amount of unique addresses for a particular coin. So this shows you this red line here, and I don't know if I can zoom in. I can't. Oh yeah, I can. This red line, the blue line is just XRP's price action. The red line shows you how many addresses there are. And right now, if you look at just how many XRP addresses there are, it's just constantly going up. Of course it is. However, if you look at it from, let's say 100 XRP plus, that's retail, it's going up. Oh no, I missed, where did that go? It just took me so long to find it and then I pressed the wrong button. Yeah, if you look at retail, 100 XRP plus, it's going up. If you look at 1K plus, which is, I guess, still retail, it's going up. And then we start going into 10K XRP, which is probably still retail, but people that they're not willing to sell because the addresses are still up. You go into 100K plus XRP and it's still pretty flat. This is XRP at all-time highs, and there is still whales holding XRP. They're not selling off XRP. Accounts with 1 million plus XRP, that, yes, it sold off in the last sort of few weeks, but it's still very, very elevated. And 10K plus XRP is still at all-time highs. If you change that for, let's say, Bitcoin and go over for, that would be equivalent of maybe one Bitcoin. That's going up that's going down pretty steeply. If you go over 10k plus Bitcoin, that's dropping to lows we haven't seen since the bear market of 2022. So XRP is actually holding up better than Bitcoin when you look at how many people are holding it and what whales are holding it. More whales are accumulating XRP than they are Bitcoin, and more retail are buying XRP than they are Bitcoin. So there is quite a nice strength there about how many wallets are holding XRP and what amount. So Songs for Space, yeah, whales are increasingly selling their Bitcoin, but whales are increasingly, well, they were increasing their XRP exposure. Right now, they are pretty much flat. They're not really selling in large amounts like they are with their Bitcoin. Good time for a free membership. Well, we'll see if anyone does any memberships. Sick Boy Custom says, everyone would love for it to go to $100 by the year end, but on planet Earth, if we hit $10, it will be informing the Pope that a miracle has happened. Yes, you got it. Okay, let me just go to members only. P40 says, Warhawk. They're winding you up on purpose. Don't give them a time of day. Some people are, some people aren't. You'll be surprised about the amount of people that aren't actually winding me up and that they seriously think that we'll go to $100 by the end of the year. Good morning, Sensei. Do you think airline stocks like American Airlines could have a pump with the government opening back up? It'll be priced in. I don't think so. Was that Stanislav? Let me have a look. Oh, William Bond has just given away 10 bronze memberships. Oh my God. Claim your memberships. Hit that like button. Please thank William Bond. This is incredible. Why is there no... 10 memberships. That's incredible.
The year is 1991. Birds and people are living together in seemingly perfect harmony. Until one day, a young man catches fire. This is Phoenix.
10 memberships from William Bond. Hit that like button, subscribe. Here we go. Supported the show and supported some people joining the Lucasade family. Thank you, William Bond. Let's fade out the music. Really do appreciate that, and I'm sure everyone who's won a membership also appreciates that. We're going to come on to the XRP story of the ETF coming out this week, but we might do it members only. So your last chance, we're probably going to give you the information. It will come out as a video later, but we might do something new and give it to the members only first. This is the ETF news. This is the shutdown news, all coming together. Is the XRP ETF still going to go live if the shutdown ends? What are the dates of the ETF approvals? What is the news of the day? We might do it members only, so we can maybe have some fun without the trolls for once. So we're probably going to move over to that show in about 5 minutes time. Let me put a time on the screen actually. Let's go members only. After. So if you want to become a member, there is a membership link. Do consider becoming an Electrum member. We're going to do this for the Electrum members actually. We'll go into a bronze, we'll go bronze and above first, answer some questions, and then when it comes to the actual show, because we missed the Electrum show yesterday, we'll do an Electrum event where we film the video. And then it'll come out later for everybody. So stay with me. Let me customize that. We won't do this every day, but sometimes it's good to give the members a special perk, especially now we've got another 10. Okay, so members only live stream. We'll start that in 10 minutes. All channel members will be invited from bronze and above, and then after that we might go to Electrum. So let's schedule that. You can now see up here. Should refresh. Let me refresh this. There we go. 9 minutes and 40 seconds, and you guys can join us in the. It will automatically switch you over, so you don't need to do anything, into our members only event where we're giving you all the news. So right now is your chance to become a member. Let me go through your the last few questions, and then where is that gone? That was a comment that I wanted to read. Well, XRP, you should ask the Simpsons. They know the future. 90k XRP by tomorrow. Martyn says, I think XRP will be $1,023.68 by 6 p.m. tomorrow. 100%. I found inside information from a guy on YouTube. I love it. That is hilarious. This is how these people act. I love it. And they believe them. There was a message from some, I think it was Development Alert. Where was it? Oh yeah, Development Alert, our charity partner, said, hello Lucasades, having issues with my membership renewal, but we'll sort it out soon. But I want to show you guys something, because we did a charity event for Development Alert, and I think we can get some footage from it. So let me just click on Development Alert's channel. Go to channel, and you can see, I know a lot of you want updates, so here is some updates. This is Development Alert. We did a fundraiser event. We raised $4,000, and here is what we managed to do. The money has reached them. Remember, it was officially done through charity partners, no credit card fees. We managed to do this because of the XRP army and the Lucasade army. So have a look at this. This is what they managed to use the funds for. Look how many school children will have books. Look at this. Thank you, Lucasades, for your generosity. You just kept 400 children in school by giving them books, pens, and pencils. Thank you to everyone who made this happen. It was the Lucasade army. That's 400 children. Sometimes it's just like you don't really think about it when you do these charity things, what it actually means. But that's 400 kids' lives genuinely changed because of the Lucasade family. We kept them in school, books, pencils, and pens. You can see over here as well. Oh, someone just became a member. Thank you, Chig. We became an Electrum member. Yes. If anyone hasn't become an Electrum member yet, it is the VIP group. So you can see here. You can see here all the children with all their books. Here's a video. And I love supporting this charity because it's a pretty small charity. All the money goes directly to them. There's no like staff or office costs, or I know they want to help and want to build an office at some point and get some staff to make it better. But a lot of these big corporations, a lot of it just goes. You don't know where the money goes. This one, we know exactly where it went. And there's another video here. Thank you so much, Lucasades, for your generosity. They repair. This time we weren't able to actually create a borehole, which is a whole new well. But we did something as significant. This is as significant. I was just reading another comment there. This is as significant because it's great having boreholes and wells, but if they're not maintained, there's no water. So what they managed to do, instead of hopefully next time we can create a borehole and raise enough money. I think it's about $12,000 we need to raise for that. We raised 4,000. They managed to repair boreholes, and those boreholes provide clean water to 4,000 people. So you can see here they were working on these boreholes, keeping them maintained. Like all these pictures. That's Zach over there in the striped. Spoken to Zach before. That's Zach in the striped top there. Let me show you this as well. You can see how excited the children were to have that water source functioning again. So I want to share that update with you guys. You guys made that happen. That was when we hit 100,000 subscribers. We decided to do a charity event for this charity, and we hope to partner with them again and do more events like that. But there's some of your first updates: 4,000 clean water, 4,000 people access to clean water, hundreds of children staying in school because of you guys. 4 minutes and 24 seconds. That's the time left for you guys to join the main event where we go through the XRP ETF, the shutdown, what it all means, and then it will come out as a video. But I want you guys, the members, to have the priority there. If you want to become a member, use the membership link. You've got 4 minutes now to do it. If you're on an iPhone, it won't work. You have to go over to a web browser. I don't know about an iPad, but if you go to a web browser, you can upgrade to Electrum, or you can become an Electrum member or a Bronze member. The first live stream will be for all members. William Bond has just done another 10. Oh my God. That is incredible. Thank you so much, William Bond. That's 10 more people. Make sure you claim them, hit the like button, subscribe. Here we go.
The year is 1991. Birds and people are living together.
Wow. 3 minutes until our members only event. Become a member if you haven't won one. Claim your membership, hit that like button. William Bond, oh my God. Going to have to end the music there because I think someone's being serious here. Solana went from $8 to $240, so why can't XRP? That's a genuine question. Unfortunately, people aren't educated, so let me try and educate you, Keith B. Solana went from $8 to $240 because the market cap, because there's less supply of Solana. There is less supply of Solana, so it can go higher in price. Bitcoin's the largest currency, but even still, it's trading at, what is it, 100,000. Does that mean XRP can go to 100,000? No, it doesn't. The reason Bitcoin can go to 100,000 is because there's only 21 million coins. There was around 100 billion XRP coins. So 21 million, 210 million, 2 billion. There's over 100 times more XRP supply than there is Bitcoin. Just because another cryptocurrency has hit a number doesn't mean that's how it works. That's like saying Tesla stock's at $420. That means SBC stock should be at, if it goes to the same. It's just a ridiculous argument. Look at the market cap. Look at the shares and issuance, and then you understand. Because Solana went from $8 to $240, it's only because it has less supply. Nothing else. You have to run the numbers. And genuinely, if you don't understand that part, then please take a step back from investing in crypto and investing in the markets. You should have a financial advisor and you should be investing in the general markets, or go do some, educate yourself. This guy's amazing. His best mate is Green Ostrich with a hat who eats green beef and soam. Why delete someone's comment on here about Sol going from $8 to $40? Well, it said it did last cycle. I didn't delete anything. It did. But that you can't compare that to XRP. The market cap is completely different. The amount of shares and the amount of coins and issuance is completely different. Can everyone please hit the like button? And also, in 45 seconds time, you've got literally your last chance. You can still join after and then find the event. But become a member now because we're going into our members only event. The people that are watching right now, it will automatically take you over. Bitcoin crowds, let's have a route. ETF was 10 minutes ago. No, ETF will be coming up in our next show. Thank you, William Bond. Thank you, William Bond. Never said we're hitting $100 this year. Maybe next. No, not next year either. Absolutely not. Afternoon Sensei, how are you, pal? With the getting more ETFs, XRP or Solana? I hope so, but no, I don't. It's not looking likely. They're actually going to take away from the ISAs as well. Time for delicious. Okay, guys, we're going over to Electrum event, the bronze event, bronze and above, all members event. Join us there now. 5 seconds. I will see you over there. Stay where you are or find it on the channel. Let's see. I think we